Firsties. Today we're going to enjoy a classic folk tale called The Three Little Pigs. This time it will be retold by M.J. York, and the illustrations are by Laura Ferraro Close. Let's go jump into this book now. Once upon a time, look at that classic folk tale. It began with once upon a time. So once upon a time, an old mother pig and her happy family fell into misfortune. I think that's like bad luck, right? Misfortune. I know fortune is good, to be fortunate or have good luck. So misfortune is bad luck. And so she sent her three little pigs out into the world to make their own way. And look at these pigs. Just like all folk tales, the animals are acting like people. This is make-believe, right? They're dressing like people and walking, saying, "Bye, Mom." The first little pig went out into the world. He soon settled down and built himself a little house of straw. Before long, a big bad wolf came along and saw the little house of straw. He looked in the window and saw the first little pig inside. The big bad wolf knocked on the door and called, little pig, let me in." The first little pig cried, "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." Isn't that funny to say that, right? Would you let the big bad wolf in? I don't think I would. "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in," growled the big bad wolf. And he huffed and he puffed and he blew the house down. The big bad wolf found the first little pig and he gobbled him up. Poor little pig. The second little pig went out into the world. He soon settled down and built himself a little house of sticks. Before long, the big bad wolf came along and saw the little house of sticks. He looked in the window and saw the second little pig inside. The big bad wolf knocked on the door and called, little pig, let me in." The second little pig cried, "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." That's smart, right? Good thinking, pig. "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in," growled the big bad wolf. And he huffed and he puffed and he blew the house down. He found the second little pig and he gobbled him up. Oh no, poor little pig. The third little pig went out into the world. He soon settled down and built himself a little house of bricks. Before long, the big bad wolf came along and saw the little house of bricks. He looked in the window and saw the third little pig inside. The big bad wolf knocked on the door and called, little pig, let me in." The third little pig cried, "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in," growled the big bad wolf. And he huffed and he puffed and he huffed and puffed again, but he could not blow down the house of bricks. Why don't you think the house of bricks would blow down? What is your prediction? What do you think? Do you think maybe the wolf was too tired from all the blowing? Or do you think maybe the brick house was just too strong? The big bad wolf knew he would have to be clever to catch the third little pig. "Little pig," he called, "I know where to pick the sweetest turnips. Come out and I'll show you." No thank you," said the pig politely. He knew the wolf was trying to trick him. "I don't like turnips," and the big bad wolf went away. Do you think the wolf went away for good? Or do you think he'll come back? What is your prediction? The next day, the big bad wolf came back. Is that what you guessed? "Little pig," he called, "I'm going to the fair. Will you come with me?" No thank you," said the pig. "I have no money for the fair. Sorry about that. And the big bad wolf went away again. The next day, the big bad wolf came back once more. Little pig, he called, the best apples grow in Farmer Brown's garden. Come out and I'll show you where they are. The pig knew the big bad wolf never would leave him alone, so he had a plan. I'll meet you tomorrow at 5 o'clock, he replied. Way to be proactive, pig, and make a plan. Begin with the end in mind. All great leaders do. Let's see what he does. The next day, the pig ran out of the house at 4 o'clock. He ran to Farmer Brown's garden. He picked a big basket of apples and ran home again. He put a big pot on the fire to heat water for his tea. The big bad wolf came back at 5 o'clock. Little pig, he called, are you ready to go to Farmer Brown's garden? I've already been, and I come home again, said the pig. Do you think the wolf will like that? Or will he be angry? He was tricked by the pig. Let's see. At this, the wolf grew angry. I thought he might. He had tried to trick the pig 3 times, and it had not worked. He wanted to eat the pig now. Do you see how it says it? Now, with an exclamation point. He got a running start, and he leaped high into the air. He landed on the roof with a loud thump. See how they made it loud again? He jumped down the chimney and, read it loud, splash, landed in the big pot of boiling hot water. That was the end of the wolf, and the little pig lived happily ever after in his little brick house. That is what I like about most fairy tales and folk tales. Most of the time they end happily ever after. It's not always like that in life, but most of the time you can find a silver lining. This is a very popular fairy tale. Let's go ahead and respond in our Read and Respond notebook now. Go ahead and get yours out. I'll get mine out. Here's mine. Mine's pink. Yours might be another color. And today you're picking up new ones as well, which is great news. As long as it has the metal binding, that's the Read and Respond notebook. Open it to your next open page. Remember last time we learned a lesson about Lion and the Mouse? I put that even if someone is small, they can be mighty, just like we are, right, first graders? In fact, let me congratulate you again for your iReady winning on the WIG leaderboard. Dr. Chang was so proud of us, and I am so proud of us too. Way to go, leaders. Let's celebrate you. Now let's go ahead and get out our Read and Respond. If you were a pig, what would you make your house out of? Something really strong, not bricks. We're going to say, I would make my house out of, and then think of something really strong. Capital I, beginning of a sentence, and we're talking about ourselves. Then a space. Wood. W. Do you hear that? That's a W. O-U-L-D. I would. Then we're going to make. Do you hear the beginning sound? That's an M. A. K. Make. We know it's long A, so we have to add the E. The silent E makes that a long A. I would make my M-Y. Now we're going to say house. Did you hear it? H. And then O-U gives us the ow sound. House. And then the silent E at the end. H-O-U-S-E. I would make my house out. O-U again, making that ow sound. Out of. O-F. What would you make your house out of to keep it strong from the big bad wolf if you were a pig? What do you know of that's super strong? I know that steel is strong. What else is strong? Think of something and then make your house out of it. Ooh, I know something that's super strong. Can you guess what I would make my house out of? It would be beautiful and shiny. I know Mrs. Lee would love to stay at my house too, because she loves these too. Can you guess what I would make my house out of? Yes, these are really pretty. Some women like to wear them on their fingers, especially when they get married, right? Go ahead and put what you would make your house of. I can't wait to see you in the morning. Bye, class.